Alright guys, welcome. There is no music on the stream as you could probably tell from the beginning, just having some audio issues. So no music today. I'm gonna probably fix that before the stream tomorrow. But we're back, gonna be talking about the stock market, whole bunch of things. What is up Daniel, Borge's practice got canceled. Sorry to hear that. What's up Steve, Zig, Vinay, everybody here, make sure to hit that like button. Let's get to 20 likes real quick. And yeah, crazy day. Probably just gonna start off with the S&P 500. I'll be looking at the chat. If you guys want me to look at things, just drop it in the chat. Obviously, I'm gonna be going through a bunch of things I want to go over just to start things off. Also, gonna be putting out a new exclusive stream trade setup. You guys are gonna be seeing this before Twitter, so if you're here, you're gonna be getting the edge on the rest. But yeah, just looking at the S&P. Before I go into anything in the stream, I want to put out that caution, that red flag. There is a potential for things to, I'm not saying to dump or crash. I'm not calling any of that. I have no clue if things are going to crash. There's just no way to know. But there is some warnings being showed on the indexes, on the VIX being so low. For example, on the S&P 500, you did break out of this like supply line. You're at pretty much an all-time high. You broke out of the pennant. So if you just look at the chart, it looks fine, right? But if you look at the oscillators on both the RSI and on the MACD, unfortunately, you have classic bearish divergence on the 4 hours. So we'll see what happens. Unless we get like a crazy day this week, I don't see how the bearish divergence would not develop. But again, just for reference, if you weren't here back then, the last time we saw a bearish divergence on the S&P was right at this peak. So right here, when we saw bearish divergence on the S&P, it was hitting bearish divergence on the 4 hour, as you can see right here. You had a pretty nasty drop from 35.50 all the way to can't see that, to 3,200 pretty much. So just keep that in mind. The VIX is also super low, sitting pretty much at the same level it was before the drop I just talked about. So in terms of the technicals, the oscillators and the VIX are at the same exact place they were before the September drop. Now, of course, it's a very different time in the market. The fundamentals are very different. So I'm not trying to call anything. Just take it day by day and see how it goes. But yeah, that's the VIX. That is the S&P. Before I get anything, just make sure you're managing your risk, because no matter how many things to go over, and I'm going to be going over dozens every night, if the market doesn't allow for them to play out, you need to have that risk, managed. But that's just, how I want to start off the stream. Be completely straightforward. I'm not here to shield things or try and create narratives. I'm just here to help you guys out in terms of what I'm being shown on the charts. No bias, simply probability in charts. So we will have to see. But we got 47 people in here right now. If you did not hit that like button already, I'm about to show you guys a free trade setup on stream before I post it on Twitter. It's a ticker that pretty much all of you know about, something I talk about more than anything else. So you could probably guess what I'm going to be showing a trade setup for. Even put out a tweet about it. But yeah, it's Fisker. But before we even get into that, make sure to hit that like button if you want to help, grow the stream. Let's get to 30 likes real quick. And if you're not subscribed already, make sure to hit that subscribe button. And then finally, if you want to send me a tip, it is the pinned comment in the chat. Also, what just happened? Are you guys even seeing me right now? Okay, I'm getting some weird signals from YouTube and stuff, so I don't know if everything's working good. Just let me know in the chat. But yeah, make sure to hit that subscribe button and stuff. We're gonna get into the trade stuff in a second. And if you want to send me a tip, today was crazy. The title of the stream is Every Single Call Crushed It. Literally everything, all the trade setups I put out on Twitter and went over on stream, they were all up today. Some had crazy days, some just had a couple percent up, so you guys can still see me. That's good. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna get into this up in a second. I'm just posting a link on my Snapchat. So literally just give me 1 second. I know the music's not on, so it might be a little bit weird. But right now I'm gonna be getting into the Fisker trade setup. So 1 second, apologies. Literally 1 second, guys. But yeah, I mean, if you were following my trade setups, there was no way you were down today. They were literally all up. It was crazy. I had the third best day in my portfolio ever. Literally. So that was crazy. And yeah, hopefully we could keep it going. We'll have to see. yeah, HYLN is crushing it. We're going to go over that as well. We're going to go over everything. So I think it's time for us to look at Fisker and the new stream exclusive trade setup. Every single day this week, I'm going to be showing a stream exclusive trade setup. Just, to thank you guys for all the support showing up to the streams. And yeah, here's Fisker. The whole entire story of the bullish butterfly went up over 150% since my original buy call at this level. Crazy run right there, and then it's been pulling back pretty much ever since it topped out at almost like $24. So why am I putting out a trade setup for Fisk right now? And again, before I even get into it, it's not financial advice. Anything can happen. What is up is Lee BSTER. Thank you for the $3 donation. I will take a look at that ticker as soon as I finish the Fisker trade setup for everybody, but appreciate the $3. And again, for the newer people in here, any tip $3 or higher, I'll be going over it. I'll go over whatever you request, just as like a thank you for the tip. But yeah, keep hitting that like button, guys. And this is the Fisker trade setup. That's on the daily. But as you can see, you have this like white upsloping demand line, and in pretty much the past month, you've held it. You're creating higher lows on this demand line, which is what you want to see in a bull trend, right? So here you see the demand line on the daily. Now let's take a look at the 4-hour, right? You're still holding that demand line, and as I've been talking about on Twitter, you're really starting to develop hidden bullish divergence on the 4-hour, right? So you're making higher lows on price, but you're making lower levels of negative momentum, and your MACD is starting to wane upwards. As you can see right here, you're getting lesser levels of negative momentum in terms of like the short term, and then on the RSI, you're also starting to curve upwards. So you're starting to develop some hidden bullish divergence. It's not confirmed yet. But the reason why I think right now could be the entry for a swing trade. Of course, I've been holding my long-term bag, but I got some Fisker call options today. You have this white upsloping demand line, and it's held it 1, 2, 3 times. And then even, I think it was yesterday when it tested the demand line, it bounced up to like $18 or something at open day, and then it pulled back right to the demand line. It's really just regarding this as support. And you're just really in that apex where you don't have much room to go. It's either you fall to the downside, which would be this red box right here. That is the risk. But if you don't fall to the downside, you will develop that hidden bullish divergence. You would break 1750, and that can send you to much higher prices. Now, how am I targeting Fisker? Pretty interesting. So you still need to break 1821 and 1931 after 1750. But if you're talking about like a long-term swing, again, this was almost $24 literally just over a week ago, right? So how I targeted this was I made the measured move. Not that this is a textbook ascending triangle. It's not. It's just the idea of it with the sell wall and the higher lows. But obviously this right here, wouldn't make it a textbook ascending triangle. But let's say we looked at it like that, right? You make your measured move, and guess where the measured move of the textbook ascending triangle, which it is not. I'm not trying to say that. But if you were to make one, the measured move would be 2142, which was your high from November 30th. And it was kind of like you just broke it on November 25th, right? And that wasn't too long ago. So 22% upside could happen if it really does bounce off this demand line and create that hidden bullish divergence. So that is Fisker. But again, if it doesn't hold this demand line, there is a 14% downside into that major horizontal support area. So I just want to keep that, I want to make that clear, because if you do break this white demand line, there's a high probability you see $16 doesn't hold. There's a high probability you see 15. So just take it, however you want. But, if it falls under this, I have no problem, getting out of my call options, stopping out, and then maybe trying to cost average and re-enter right here. That's just how you could swing trade Fisker. Again, I've disclosed this many times on the stream. I also have a long-term position in it that I'm not going to be selling for years. And if you want to know about that, I have a full 30-minute breakdown of the video. I have a full 30-minute breakdown video on my channel when the price was $9, talking about why I think it's a long-term hold. And as you see, over time, it's been proving that. So this is the Fisker trade setup. You want to break 1750, get that MACD back to green, and you really could be headed for higher prices in the short term. So if you've been following me for a while, I've had insane Fisker calls. Like 90% of them were correct, but they all can't be correct. So again, this is not financial advice. Nothing is ever certain, simply probability. And that right there is your stream exclusive trade setup. But yeah, thank you guys for the 32 likes. Keep on hitting that like button. And if you're not subscribed already, hit that as well. But drop some tickers in the chat. Let me know how you guys did today in the market. Again, HYLN, Fisker kind of, TTCF, PIC from the low to the high, Vroom, like the list goes on and on. Apple, Tree went up 5%, XP went up 4%, On Track went up 3%, AMWL went up almost 4%. Every single trade setup was positive today in a pretty flat market. So we literally crushed it in the market today. If you've been following the stream and the Twitter, crazy day, third best day for me ever. So let's get some hype for that. Hopefully a lot of you were able to enjoy those trades that I put out, made some money. I had some people DM me on Twitter about it. So really glad to hear all that. But yeah, we're gonna get into the rest of the stuff. Keenan, I'm gonna be holding off on making like an options video just because I'm still learning them myself. You know what I'm saying? I've only been trading options for like a month and a half or something. So I don't want to be talking about something I'm not too experienced on. I understand everything about them. It's just I really need to, you know, consistently develop those profits over a longer time before I feel comfortable sharing my strategy with others, right? That's what I did with technical analysis and it's working out well. But before I do that with options, I want to continue to work on how I trade them myself because, you know, nobody trades perfect, of course. And yeah, I will also put out a risk management video. Going to be posting more videos in the future. I see all the tickers in the chat. We could go into PIC first, I guess. If you were following me on Twitter, for the fourth day in a row, I called the intraday low. We could go to the 1 hour, I guess, right? So what's pretty much been happening on PIC in the last few days is you have a nice pre-market, then you run up a little bit, then you sell off. And every time it's sold off intraday, I posted it on my Twitter showing the area it could bounce off of. And the last 4 days in a row, literally like some of them almost to the cent, it bounced in that area. And the same thing happened today. Again, I showed this breakout to you guys on stream and on Twitter. None of this is new. You had the hidden bullish divergence and you saw much higher prices, as I said could happen last week, right? And then today, obviously you broke out of 1585 on, well, you broke out of 1471 first and then 1585 on Friday, right? Then today you back tested the breakout, which is like how you confirm a breakout, right? You're flipping your resistance into support. So when it was testing out, I said you're looking for a bounce right here, otherwise you could be headed to 1471 next. And it did have a nice bounce. It went all the way up to 1665 and then sold off a bit. So yeah, that's PIC. These are your levels. Your supports are 1585 and 1471. And your resistance, you do have like the previous all-time high, like 1715. But the 1618 would be 1783 and the 2618 would be $21. So I don't know, that's going to be a 100% from, you know, when we first started talking about it. So I don't know what's going to happen, if it's going to see that soon, if it's never going to see it. We're just going to have to see. Remember, you don't have to know where the price is going to go. You just need to be able to react, right? So that is PIC. Now we have to go over Helion. Posted it this morning, up like 4% since I posted it. But we've been going over it on stream, and I have posted it on Twitter and stuff like that for the last week. But I made like the official trade setup this morning. And if you enter that, you're in pretty nice profit, like 4 to 5%, right? And this is Helion, HYLN. I made the full trade setup with the stop, the targets, and stuff like that. Your first target is just a gap fill, and then the second one was just like the high from November 20th or the 23rd, right? So yeah, I mean, it bounced off of this demand line, which I've been showing. It has the classic bullish divergence on the 4-hour MACD and the RSI. If we take a look at the daily, same thing right there. You have the daily classic bullish divergence on the MACD and on the RSI. So the oscillators are implying a reversal to the upside. We will see if it continues to develop. It had a 7% day today, so that was great. But yeah, trade's already in profit. You have a gap to fill. Your supports are 1854, and then there's the gap fill at 1740. So that is the risk on the trade. Thank you, Brandon, for the subscription. But yeah, Helion, great day today. I know a lot of people were happy with it. So that is Helion. Thank you, Vinay, for the $3 donation. I will take a look at Costco. I just need to get through Zillow for Zleebster, right? Thank you guys for the donations. So we are going to take a look at Zillow. See what's up with that. What did he say in the donation message? Just broke out of a symmetrical triangle. How higher can we go? So let's try and chart that, see what it looks like. definitely you're correct with the symmetrical triangle. Can't argue with that, but I would argue with the fact that it broke out. The way I'm looking at it is you actually hit the resistance and then pulled back. So I don't know if it broke out exactly, but this is a pretty textbook pennant, right? Or symmetrical triangle, whatever you want to call it. And yeah, nice. That's what you want to see after run up, some consolidation. If we take a look at the 4 hour, you were very close to hitting bullish divergence, but you never really got it. What's up, Al? How you doing? So yeah, I mean, if you break out, the way that you would generally target this, if you're being conservative, you take the measured move from the low of the pattern to the top of the pattern, right? Then you copy and paste that at the breakout point. Now, obviously, I don't know where the breakout point could be. We'll just have to see, but let's say it broke out right there. That would be the more conservative target, which would be a 21% profit, right? Now, if you're going to be playing it the aggressive way, which personally I don't, but some people do, you can make the measured move from literally the swing low to the swing high, which is a 40% measured move. And if you copy and paste it, put it up here, let's say it broke out right there, it would be a 30% profit. That's how you would generally target a pennant. But of course, to even get to those targets, you need to break the top of the pennant, right? So then we're talking, 119, which is still a good profit there as well. You also have a gap to fill at 117. So that Zillow, you don't have any divergence on the 4 hour. If we take a look at the daily, no divergence there either, but I do like how the MACD could switch over to green soon. So yeah, it definitely looks more bullish than bearish. But again, you just don't have any confirmation of the breakout based on how I'm reading the chart, right? So I'll keep monitoring it. I do like how it looks. Just probably needs a little bit more just to push past that resistance and truly break out. So that is Zillow. I already went over Fisker. It was like the third thing I went over. I went over the S&P, then I went over the VIX, and then I went over Fisker. So if you guys just scroll towards the beginning of the video, you can see it. Fahrenheit, thank you for the $20 donation. Really appreciate that. But yeah, that is Zillow. Now we have another request. Thank you again for the 20 bucks. And what was the other request? I'm going to be taking a look right here. Costco, right? From Vinay. So we'll take a look at that. And yeah, keep it going. Again, guys, it's in the title of the stream. We got 70 people in here. If you've been watching the streams, we might have some new people in here. But if you've been in the streams and you've been following me on Twitter, we crushed it today with the trade setups. Like, hopefully a lot of you made a lot of money. I'm hoping that. Personally, I made a lot of money, and I'm not trying to have an ego. It's just to show what learning this can do for you, right? I'm not trying to brag. I'm just trying to show you guys that if you really dedicate time into learning how to do this the right way without risking a lot, without being too aggressive with compounding those gains, you can make decent amounts. Like, that's the most straightforward way for me to put it, right? So let's look at Costco. And yeah, print is right. We got 70 people in here. Let's run up those likes a little bit more. Let's get a 50 likes. I think we hit like 95 likes on the stream yesterday. So keep hitting that like button if you support the free analysis. Hit that subscribe button. We're super close to 900 subs. So if you're not subscribed already and you're looking at all the trades I've been putting out, you should probably consider it. And if you want to send me a tip, like Vinay did, like Fahrenheit and Sleebster, it is the pinned comment in the chat. But here's Costco. Kind of looks like a channel. Let's see. That's just how I'm looking at it, like initially. Definitely not perfect. I say it's like pretty decent though. You have like this candle body touch and the candle wick, right? And no divergence on the 4 hour. So this is like the structure you're looking at in terms of the 4 hour. Just like a slightly upsloping channel. If you look at the daily, no divergence there either. Looks like they have earnings coming up on December 10th. So that is this week. That could obviously change the price. You do have like a gap to fill at 381.57. So keep that in mind as well. And then in terms of your support, it would just be this upsloping line. If you ever broke out of this like to the downside, the next support that I'm looking at right now is 345, which is a pretty bad move. So you don't want to fall under that. Guy in hat, thank you for the $5 donation. Really appreciate all the donations coming in, guys. And for whatever reason, my Chrome just crashed, right? That's just great. I don't even know if the stream's still up. How is that even possible? Alright, hopefully the stream's still up. We're back with the technical difficulties, of course. I don't even know if the stream's working right now. Still on? Yes, it is. Alright, we're good. I thought the stream literally just crashed. That would have been horrible. My Chrome just closed. I don't know why. That literally sucked, but I think we already looked at Costco. It didn't save. Stream's good. Alright, we're still here. I kind of freaked out for a second, but I don't know what's been up with the technical difficulties. Not even my music recording was working, so forgot what I was going to look at. Steven, thank you for the $5 donation. Now I got to open up the donations again. Appreciate all the donations coming in, guys. But yeah, we just got 2 more. So I just did look at Costco. Now we got to look at MO from Guy in Hat. Let's keep it going. I'm assuming everything's working perfectly. You guys are saying so. But yeah, Fisker was like the 3rd thing I went over. I'm going to go over MO now. If you guys want to see Fisker, just scroll back towards the beginning of the video. And Guy in Hat tipped me for MO. Breakout of the neckline. Certainly, you did break the neckline. There was a confirmed breakout of the inverse head and shoulders on MO. We've been looking at this for a few days now. And you broke out. That's what happens when you get a bullish pattern. You have like a 60 to 70% probability of a breakout to the upside. The targets you're looking for in the long term are $44. Well, not long term. It could probably play out decently. It's just like this pattern is pretty large, right? So if you have a larger pattern, it could take longer to actually play out. If you have a shorter pattern, it could, take shorter. It's just when you have a larger pattern, it just helps the reliability because you have more data to work with, right? So it broke out of the inverse head and shoulders. If you're looking at it horizontally, if you're really going to be super technical, you still have, no, even if you're being technical, you broke out. So there's no way to argue that there was a breakout on MO. And your first target would be 44, which was just your resistance pretty much in the end of August, beginning of September, right? And if you break that $44 resistance, the measured move of the inverse head and shoulders would be $47. So great stuff. Inverse head and shoulders bounced off the 200-day moving average. You love to see it. Good stuff on MO. I'm going to keep it on my watch list. Don't have any divergence on the 4-hour and none on the daily. Divergence really would have sealed the deal. I probably would have made a trade setup on it. But even without the divergence, when you get a pattern that looks this good, you could definitely run. And if you're like really zooming in, you would probably see it on the 1-hour. You certainly have a double bottom here as well, and you're breaking out of that. So in terms of like solely the chart, it looks great. Like it really does look good. And not even is this just like a breakout of the pattern, like you do have some resistance here. So you're breaking out of that. MO, I really do like what it's doing. Gonna keep it on my watch list. Appreciate the donation. Now we have another donation request from Steven. He says TTCF after hours went to 1620, up on HYLN, Tattooed Chef, Piton on track. Thank you for all the calls. Really glad to hear that. 4 of the calls I put out. Man, the calls have just been killing it. I hate it sound like a broken record, but like the things we talk about are starting to really play out, and they have been for the last month. So it's awesome to see that for sure. But yeah, we could go over TTCF, one of the trade setups I currently have out. The idea of this is the classic bullish divergence on the 4-hour RSI and MACD. You broke out of the falling wedge, bounced off the 200-day moving average, and then on the daily you also have classic bullish divergence. All of the divergence is confirmed. Everything you need for a move up is currently on the chart, and since the entry, I don't know how much percent it is up since the entry. It did actually go up pretty decently at one point today. Currently it's up 4% since I put out the buy call on this, but if one were to have sold at the high of the day, it was an 8.5% profit from where I put out the buy call to the high of today, right? So you have all the factors. We'll see if it plays out. $3 donation from Fahrenheit. He is requesting AMCI. I'm so sorry. I did not see a request in the chat. I will take a look at that as soon as I finish this. Almost done. Again, thank you for both of the donations. Gonna look at AMCI for sure. And that's Tattoo Chef. You have all the variables. You're just waiting for it to play out. And again, it's not certainty, it's just probability. But good day today, 2% day. But since the entry, it's up like 4%. So good stuff there. Now we're gonna move on to AMCI. Again, guys, if you have not hit that like button already, we need 3 more likes to hit 50 likes, right? So keep hitting that like button if you support the free analysis every single week. Now, if you're not subscribed already, we're really close to 900. Let me take a look at exactly how many we're at. So currently we're sitting at, I think it's what, 890? Yeah, so we need 10 more subscribers till 900. If 10 of you out of the 70 people here are not subscribed, come on, guys. It's just free analysis. Hit that subscribe button. But here's AMCI. I looked at it, I think on the 1 hour, right? Somebody requested this on Twitter, and I charted it for them. I showed the falling wedge it had, the hidden bullish divergence on the 1 hour MACD and RSI. I posted it on Twitter at $12, and it ran. You know, it broke out, it had the divergence, and it went up like 17% at one point, and now it's pulling back, right? So in terms of the future, definitely take caution, because you had hidden bullish divergence on the 1 hour, but now there is a chance of getting classic bearish divergence where both your RSI and your MACD have created lower highs, right? From this island right here to the next one, that's the lower high on higher prices, which means even though you went to higher prices, the momentum was lower, which is bearish. And if you do get a MACD crossover to the red, it would be confirmed on the 1 hour. Again, if you're looking at a 1 hour oscillator in a major bull trend, it could underperform easily. So that's just the 1 hour, even though you also kind of have it on the 4 hour. So I don't know, it is showing some signs of weakness on the oscillators, if I'm being completely honest, right? Thank you for the subscription, David. Again, I think we need 9 more subscribers till 900 now. So if you're not subscribed already, hit that subscribe button. But of course, hit that like button as well. Thank you guys for 50 likes on the stream. So yeah, I mean, it's interesting for sure, right? I don't know why the trend line, I need to trying to clear up my chart so it's more perfect, I guess. So yeah, even on your 4 hour, it's kind of looking like you're developing some classic bearish divergence where the price made a higher high, but your oscillators made a lower high. And that's just not what you want to see, if I'm being honest. It's kind of like out of place. Thank you, Juan, for the subscription. See, we're getting there. We're getting there for sure. I think we need 8 more subscribers until 900. So we're real close. Yeah, your support is 1296. If we zoom in on the 1 hour, you could probably see that better. It was just your previous gap fill. And as you can see, you've been using 1296 as support already. So if you fall into 1296, take caution, because there's no major supports and you still did not fill the gap at 1159. But yeah, it's either you hold $13 and rally again, or you break under it and you could see like a 5 to 10% move to the downside, in my opinion. But that is AMCI. Thank you again for the donation, and apologies for being a little bit late on that analysis. Yeah, you're really hoping for it to bounce like literally at open tomorrow. I think that should be all of the donation requests so far, so we could probably move on to chat requests. But if you guys want me to look at anything, if you want to send a tip for all the trades that went crazy today, make sure the options there if you want to do so. It's just a pin comment in the chat. But again, it's free analysis, so if you're here, you're already soaking up that knowledge. I'm going to look at as many tickers as possible. But yeah, before we get into the chat requests, I just want to show the trades that did play out. Tree, very well in profit, posted it as a buy call at $240. It's currently $258. XP posted at 51. It's currently 59. On track only up like 2% since I posted it. AMWL is up 22% since I posted it. Apple is up like 5% since I talked about it, not this Sunday but last Sunday. Again, it's more of a long-term trade, but it pretty much hit that first target and then pulled back. What else we got here? Vroom. This is another one. It really hasn't played out yet. The entry, it is up a couple percent since the entry. But this is what I'm looking at. You have the divergence on the 4 hour with like a potential double bottom. Thank you, KM, for the $10 donation. Really appreciate it. Thank you guys for all the tips today. You guys have been crushing it. Really appreciate all the support. But yeah, this is just another one I want to look at. Room. You could double bottom here. Super simple. All you need to do is hold 33. If you do, you could see these 3 orange lines as targets / resistances, and you certainly do have the divergence on the 4-hour. So that is the room currently. Sure, we can go over IPOC. I've seen a few requests over it, and then everybody's been going crazy about IPOC on Twitter, right? But we did talk about IPOC last night, so I wasn't like the first to the party, but definitely we were not the last. We did look at IPOC last night, and I bought a little bit today. I liked how it broke $11 after hours, as you guys can see right there. Went all the way up to 11.37, the resistance I showed, and then pulled back. And I like how on the 4-hour, if I take it off the extended hours chart, you had a bullish pin bar. Thank you, Silent Dawn, for the subscription. I think we need like 6 more subscribers for 900, so we're getting there. We're pretty close. Thank you guys for 56 likes. But yeah, this is IPOC, just the hot SPAC ticker right now, right? You had a rounding bottom very similar to PIC. Remember when I showed the rounding bottom on PIC at 12.29? Well, it went to $17 after I showed that, right? So you're getting the same thing on IPOC. The thing here is like, was the breakout today real, or was it like a hype? I don't know. We're gonna have to see. Obviously, it went to 11:30 after hours, so that was nice. And yeah, these are all the levels to look at. I'm not going to talk about each one just for time purposes, but if you want to take a screenshot, go for it. If I were to make an official trade setup for this is how I would do it. It's not the best reward to risk. It's pretty much a 2.5 reward to risk. Usually you want things over a 3 reward to risk. That's just something the person who taught me all of this taught me, Mitch Ray. You can check him out on YouTube. So the reward to risk is not crazy if you're being conservative, but of course we've seen SPACs with very similar setups, having support at $10, making a rounding bottom, see much higher prices like PIC, right? So these are how I would look at the technicals, but probably, the catalysts and the fundamentals matter more for such a new SPAC, right? But that is IPOC for the people that wanted to see it. There you go, Ryan, and a couple others asked for it. So now, Leo said he sent me an email. I'll make sure to check it out. Appreciate it. Appreciate all the tips, guys. Drop some tickers in the chat. Let's get to it. Let's look at things together. Again, if you really want me to look at something, give me a reason, right? Tell me why you want to look at it based on something you learned from the stream. What pattern is there? Do you see divergence? Don't just give me things that are a straight line up and a straight line down, because technical analysis does not really work there well, right? It works when you're consolidating, creating rounding bottoms, divergence, patterns, candles that are bullish. GHIV having the same setup. We can take a look at that. Thank you guys for 57 likes. Again, we're like 5 or 6 subscribers away from 900. Hopefully we can get to it soon. Apologies again for the no music on stream tonight. Just some technical difficulties. But yeah, GHIV, you're seeing a rounding bottom. Now, what does a rounding bottom mean? It's not a cup and handle because you don't have a handle. Of course, it could develop into one, but there's no way to know, right? A lot of SPACs are showing this rounding bottom, which means it had a run up, like right when the SPAC came out, and then over time it became bearish, 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 neutral, 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 bullish, 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 bullish. You get the point. Very gradually over time, the needle is moving from bearish to neutral to bullish, right? So you're getting that movement of psychology where over time people are becoming very stably and consistently more bullish. Now, of course, on something super new, it was only, a 10% move. You want the rounding bottom to be as large as possible just for more confirmation. This is not a major pattern in terms of how much data is on the chart. But sure, you have the psychology of it. And again, for all of these SPACs that are still around, under $11 next to their share redemption price, the catalyst and what the company's actually trying to do does matter more than the technicals. The technicals start mattering, after months and months of data, when there isn't maybe catalysts and things that could, super affect the price and stuff like that. But in terms of the technicals, definitely it looks like a rounding bottom, but of course it could just sell right back off to $10. So just keep on looking at what's happening with the news and stuff like that. Malachi says about double about double volume for ride in a huge dip today. Was wondering if anything was forming and if things are looking good for the next day or two. Sure, we can take a look at ride. I think we've looked at it multiple times and it had a nice run for sure, but it sold off heavily after that. So yeah, I do see the higher volume for sure. Huge dip, down 15%. So now you're seeing the price go down, and obviously the main objective for most people is to buy low, sell high. So is it at a value area? Potentially. 1934 is pretty close, and that is a support. So it is close to a support, and it could easily bounce off of that area. The issue is you have a gap fill, and I'm actually just gonna move this up right here. You have a gap fill to like 1793. That's like not super far anymore. At one point it was super far, but now that's like kind of in the general area. So you just want to take that, for caution. You don't want to ignore that. You don't have any bullish divergence, but eventually you could create some MACD hidden bullish divergence. But again, you have to wait. You want to see how it develops. And yeah, I mean, there's no pattern really. You're in a support area between $18 and $19. I think that is a pretty decent potential bounce area. But if you fall under 1793, like you're talking the next support would probably just be a 200-day moving average, wherever that would be at the time. So we'll just have to see. Yeah, Mitch Ray, man. I mean, I always have to shout out Mitch Ray because literally would not be here doing this without him. So he taught me literally everything I'm trying to teach you guys, and not even in terms of trading and technical analysis. Also look up to him just as like somebody who streams and tries to help other people out. So yeah, shout out to Mitch Ray. I'll say it 1,000 times if I have to. It definitely changed my life in many ways, let alone financially. So SONN breakout on the daily volume is 4 times the average. We could take a look. Keep dropping those tickers, guys. I might not get to all of them. Honestly, I'm probably just going to start speed running them. And I'm going to be honest with you, this could easily run. It had a 20% day today. But technical analysis does not really work here, right? You're just in a very ugly macro downtrend where it just keeps on going down over time. But of course, you do have those days where you have a 20% run. There's not much of a pattern, and it's at a super low price. If you want to call it a double bottom, sure. First bottom, second bottom. But to confirm that, you would need to break 319. So you're going to need like a 7% move to break out. We'll see if it happens, but not too much of an edge there. Steven says, does Mitch Ray have set videos like yourself on his YouTube page, or did you just watch his live streams learn? Yeah, I watched Mitch's live streams for a whole year. I've been watching his live streams before I could even trade. Before I was old enough to trade, I was just interested in Bitcoin. I don't know if he has a couple educational videos on his channel. If you don't have the time to watch every single night, but I do think that is a great way to learn. If you're willing to spend $130, he also has a Patreon. I'm currently in his Patreon. I just joined it at the beginning of the month, and he does have a lot more educational content there. But yeah, Malachi says, thanks a lot, Vibe. Appreciate you taking the time to look over ride. Appreciate the support from you, Malachi, and everybody else here. Keenan says, CJJD, I am seeing higher lows when looking at the 3-month chart, if I am correct. However, not much volume, and daily chart seems kind of a mess. Somebody dropped the ticker on their Twitter. I don't know if you're talking about the 3-month chart or the 3-minute. We'll probably find out in a second. But honestly, I don't look at either of those time frames. I don't even have the 3-month here. If we look at the 3-minute, yeah, you're making higher lows, but the 3-minute is just so unreliable. So, I mean, the point still holds on the 4-hour. You're making higher lows. That just shows bullish accumulation. I like that. First low, second low, third low. Good. That's good to see. I've had this charted. Your support is 104. Your resistance is 116. Whichever side you break out to will probably be telling for the future, at least in the short term, right? So don't need to overcomplicate it. If you want to look at how like the demand line would look, probably something like that, right? That would be like your demand line. So if you ever break this like white upsloping line, take caution. And yeah, that's your chart. If you want to take a screenshot, go for it. Cardiac says, can you check out PROG? Seems like it's primed for a reversal, hidden bullish on the 4. Sure. Steven, I think I did go over OTRK. I just like showed it real quick. Had a nice 3% day today, and finally you saw that demand come in. You know, I've been talking about this for over a week now. It has the downsloping channel, it has the bullish divergence on the 4-hour, and kind of on the daily. And then finally today you saw signs of demand. So pretty much nothing has changed. Your support is still this downsloping line. It's just you want to really start moving. You want to get to the $57 target, and hopefully maybe at some point in the future the $67 target. It just requires patience, and we'll have to see. But of course you don't want to take too long, because then your MACD can start going back down, the oscillators can cool down, stuff like that. Andrew, I did go over PIC earlier in the stream. You could probably scroll back and find it. Otherwise, once the stream is over, I will post the timestamps in the comments like I always do. Bala says, can you explain the significance of looking at these different time frames? Yeah, sure. So it just depends on how you're trading. Let's say I'm looking for a day trade. I'll use the 30-minute chart, and I'll use the 1-hour chart, just because the lower time frame impacts the lower time frame price action. The higher time frames impact the higher time frame price action, if that makes sense. So if you're day trading, different people say different things. Personally, when I day trade, I use the 15-minute, the 30-minute, and the 1-hour. If I'm swing trading, which is what I mainly do, I would classify myself as like a reversal swing trader. I use the 4-hour and the daily, which is probably what you see me on most of the time. And then if I'm long-term trading, I'll probably just use the daily. Maybe if it's like a real like retirement type play, I'll use the weekly. But that's how I use time frames, and it's you know, you get different data ranges. You get more data on the higher the time frame you use, which increases the reliability, but it could take longer for that to play out, right? So I don't know, my computer's giving me a bunch of messages about the connection and stuff, so hopefully you guys see me fine. We had one of these days last week where there was just so many technical difficulties, and it's just like one of those days. But we're going to keep pushing through it. We had a great day in the market with every single trade setup playing out perfectly, and you guys have been dope in the stream. Appreciate all the support. Let me take a look at how many subscribers we're sitting at now. Oh my gosh. Guys, we need one more subscriber to hit 900 on stream. If 1 out of the 61 people here is not subscribed, you can be the 900th subscriber, and we can celebrate 900 subscribers right now on the stream. We're there. We're at 899 currently. So if you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. You're gonna get a Wolf of Wall Street GIF pop up on the screen. Free analysis every single weeknight. One more subscriber till 900. So we'll see if we can get there. But yeah, we're gonna keep going through the stuff, through the tickers, what we usually do. OPES, we could take a look at the fibs on that. If you've been in the stream for a while, you know I was talking about OPES since $12. I showed it when it broke out right here. This is when we went over it on stream, right? Right in that range right there. So that's when we talked about it. It's up from 12.20 to 17.13. So it's crazy. 900 and I slam a beer. We'll have to see. I won't, okay? There's adults in here. There's probably most of you are adults, so I definitely am a younger guy. Yeah, what was the 4236? Not yet. The 4236, the way I'm looking at it, would be 1860. Currently it's in between the 2618 and the 3618 on my chart. So, oh, we got the leader of Russia in the chat, Vladimir Putin. How are you doing? Welcome to the stream. Did not know that you were a trader, but always good to have international leaders in the chat. But what else we got in the chat here? I don't know if we're at 900 yet. It'll probably pop up on stream. Oh my gosh, we hit it. I don't know why it's not popping up on stream. Did it pop up on stream? We got 3 more subscribers, so whoever they were, thank you very much. It's not showing me, but we did it, guys. Can we get some hype in the chat? We just hit 900 subscribers live on stream. Everybody just drop the word hype in the chat. We hit it. live. I'm gonna probably post this on Twitter. Thank you guys for all the support. Just over a month ago, I had probably 300 subscribers on this channel. So getting 600 subscribers in a month is unbelievable. Thank you guys so much. Yeah, just keep dropping that hype. We just hit 900 on stream. Super hyped. Hopefully we can hit 1K by the end of the year. We are definitely on track to do so. It's been like 100 new subscribers a week for the last 4 weeks. So yeah, 900, getting real close to 1K. It would be dope to hit that by the end of the year. And super great to hit it on stream. Most of the subscriber milestones have been off stream. But this is like the second or third one we hit on stream. So thank you guys very much for 900. We got hype in the chat from AH, Joe, Keenan, Jared, Bryce, Miguel, Daryl, Matt, Dennis, Borge, Ryan, RMD, Sapper. Let's get it, guys. Thank you very much for all the support. Super humbling. 900 subscribers here, very close to 1K, like 3,200 followers on Twitter. You guys are awesome. Yo. Print headshots. Oh my gosh. The $900 donation? Am I reading this correctly? 900.00 for 900 subscribers by Print Headshots. The top donor in the stream by far. You have to be joking. If I broke the TV right there, it looks fine. If I did break it, I could definitely buy a new one with all the tips you've sent. You're insane, Print. Like, bro, I'm not trying to get emotional on stream, but that is a $900 tip. I would have never expected that we could be here. Thank you so much, Print. Like I'm almost speechless right now. That was beyond awesome. I don't even know what words to say right now. Like, I'm like kind of freaking out on the inside. Kind of freaked out for a second right there. Trying to breathe. $900. Been doing this for a month. Print says have to share the wealth while we have it before the market goes down. Market could definitely go down. We talked about that in the beginning of the stream. Print, like I said before, you have lifetime ticker requests. Whenever I see you drop a ticker in the chat, automatic review of the ticker. Whenever you message me on Twitter, auto review. I'm not even going to say the number of how much you've donated me. I think I pretty much know the number, plus 900 now. But you've definitely changed my life, like literally directly through your tips. So, like, truly, thank you. Not only for this 900, but for the multiple other insane tips you've donated on stream. Crazy to hear that. Yeah. Thank you guys so much we just got some new people that joined. We got 71 people in here. We just hit 900 subscribers, and the top donor of the stream, Print, just donated $900. Dude, I don't even know if I can do analysis right now. Like, that just blows my mind. Print, you're insane. I'll be saying thank you for the rest of my life because, you know, especially for a trader, getting money like that can really turn into a lot. Not that it's not a lot. That is insane money. I haven't seen a tip like that on any stream I've like ever watched. So, like, I promise you I'm going to do well with that money. Gonna do the trading game with it. Gonna put some in the savings account. Gonna be a smart person. It's gonna go to a good place. Gonna keep growing it. Thank you again. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, that's pretty much all I can say. Beyond grateful. Thank you so much, Print. $900 is insane. So, plus all the other tips you've sent. Thank you very much. That's gonna come right back to you. That's good karma right there. And everybody, let's get some hype in the print for. Let's get some hype in the print. Let's get some hype in the chat for Print. For the 70 people in this stream right now, Print just dropped a $900 donation. Literally just dropped the word hype. That is the way to say thank you from the stream, from the community. Everybody just drop hype, say thank you, because he's sending that tip to me, but it's going to be reinvested, going to be making the setup better, the stream better, going to be learning more, going to be buying educational courses, going to be helping out everybody. So that just helps to grow the whole entire community. Keep dropping that hype in the chat for the $900 donation from Print on top of everything else he's donated. So literally, we got 62 people in here right now, just drop the word hype. I want to see it. We're getting it. Even Vladimir Putin said hype in the chat. The president of Russia just put some hype in the chat. We got a whole entire nation. RMDILG. I do not know how to pronounce that. But thank you very much for the $10 donation. You guys are crazy. Insane. You guys are crazy. David says, can we name your followers the Hype Squad or Vibe Squad? Ooh, the Vibe Squad. I wanted to name it the Vibe Tribe, but somebody already has that group name, so I cannot name it the Vibe Tribe. That would have been dope. I don't know. We're going to figure it out, hopefully soon. Vladimir Putin is certainly very hype in the chat right now. So I'm kind of shaking right now. That's crazy. 900. All right, I'm going to attempt to get back into the analysis. If you want me to look at anything, Print, drop it in the chat. I'll literally look at 100 things and stay up all night if you want me to. Thank you again so much for the 900. Let's do what we do best, and let's get back to the analysis. Print, you're insane. All right, drop some tickers in the chat. Thank you for all the hype. Thank you to Print again. Thank you for this awesome community. Thank you for 900 subscribers. Yeah, big thank you for literally everything. There's not enough thank yous I can give. Literally in 1 month, my whole entire life has changed in an insane way. So yeah, we could take a look at Penn. Crazy. And for the 70 people in here, yeah, that was definitely a moment that will go down in history on this channel forever. Thank you so much, Print, for that donation. All right, let's get back to the analysis. Penn, again, it's going to take me a second to get my my breath back. Kind of a little bit out of breath right now. But I know maybe you could call it an inverse head and shoulders on Penn, where that was your left shoulder, that was your head, and this might be a little bit too high for the right shoulder, not too sure. Appreciate the support, Leo and Danny and Narissa, Keenan, everybody in here. But yeah, you're just in this channel where your support is 52.50 and your resistance is 75.15. Whichever way you break out to will probably be telling for the future. You break to the upside, probably going to see higher prices. And it would be hard to fall down to 52 in the short term unless the market crashed or something. But at the same time, you got to realize Penn is one of the most insane runners this year. What was it right here? In March, Penn was $4 pretty much, and now it's sitting at 70. It went up to 75. So is this a value area to be buying Penn? I don't know. In terms of technical analysis, no. You'd rather want to get it around $50 at that support, but we're going to have to see what happens. What is up, Scout? Welcome to the stream. Basically what we do here is we have a community of people that are interested in trading, and what I'm attempting to do is help out as many people as possible by providing technical analysis, which is pretty much just a way to manage your risk and use probability when trading to help your winners be bigger, make more profits off of them, and then to lose very little on your losing trades that are inevitable. So welcome to the stream. You're definitely in the right place. Wow, bright spot Penn at $12. Congratulations to you. Really glad to see that. So yeah, what else we got in here? Steve, I think I just went over the fibs on OPES. It's between the 2618 and the 3618 right now, the way I have it charted. Sure, we could take a look at DS. I think Ryan's been dropping in chat for a minute now. Drive Shack, I have looked at it before, and it broke out. I liked how it bounced off the 200-day moving average. It broke 194, and now it's off. There's very little resistance. Still kind of shaking from that $900 donation, if I'm being honest. So you got just a little bit of resistance right here, a little bit of turbulence at 229. But if you can break 229, you're literally talking about $3 next. You break 229, there's like a 75% probability you could get a run to $3 on Drive Shack. Literally that simple. And your support is now 194, which was your previous resistance. So you have a support resistance flip. I also like how after you broke out of 194, you broke out and then you back tested it to confirm that support resistance flip. That is known as a break. This is your break handle. A hook. This is your hook candle, and then a go. This whole entire move is the go. So a break, hook, and go is the strongest way to confirm a breakout. So that's DS. I already looked at Frog, I believe, earlier. There's no way I didn't. I think it was like I'm pretty sure I looked at it tonight. That's the wrong one. I always hit the wrong one. I think I did look at Frog, but we'll take a look. No, I did not look at Frog tonight. Yeah, just this complex accumulation range. 57 and 61 were supports. You eventually bounced off of them, had a nice run, and now it's just, messing around at that $70 resistance. It was a gap fill and it turned into a resistance. If you can break $70, which is a pretty decent resistance, if you really can break that, then you're looking for like $77. You could get a 10% move if you can break that and confirm it. Maybe get a break, hook, and go like we just talked about. But yeah, what was I gonna say? We got 70 likes in here, and we have 75 people in the stream at 10:30 on a weeknight. So the support is insane, from the donations to the 900 subscribers to the likes to the viewers in here. Thank you guys for literally all the support. Life-changing stuff, to say the least. Thoughts on Zoom? We could take a look. Zoom was using it today for classes. Obviously has that fundamental use. The question is just, is it overvalued after having the insane run that it did from 100 to 400 and at one point pretty much 600? Not too sure. No divergence on the 4 hour and no divergence on the daily. You do have a gap fill, but you don't have like much of a pattern or divergence or support to imply a violent move to fill the gap. Of course it's possible, but the gap is pretty far away, if I'm being honest. Your gap is 465.80. So yeah, I mean, you have that gap. In terms of support, I'd probably look at it like this. I want to make that orange. So if we're looking at support levels on Zoom, probably just anchor it like that. Pretty much comes out perfectly. This is your support level right here on Zoom. You have 1, 2, 3 touches, very close to a fourth. You could bounce off of that, so that is a good thing. MACD could also move back towards green. It looks decent. Obviously, it had a big drop after earnings. So you have that support. If you hold the support, you could see a bounce, maybe even in time gap fill. If you break under this white upsloping line, the next support I see on the chart is 346. You kind of have a little support at 365, but this general area right here could be your next support, so you do not want to fall under this white upsloping demand line. How do you know when a break is confirmed? When a breakout is confirmed, you can never truly, all right, there's two ways I can answer that. So the real way to confirm a breakout is you just need a 4 hour or a daily candle close over the level, right? So let's take a look at, I want like a decent example, something that really worked, maybe PIC, right? So this is PIC. I don't know if that's the best example. I'm trying to think of something. Maybe tree. This is not like a horizontal breakout, but look, okay. So this was your pattern. It was a falling wedge, a bullish reversal pattern. I put out a trade setup on this. It's already up 5%. Posted it on Friday, so in one day the trade is up 5%. But yeah, this is Tree. Prince says he's taking applications. But yeah, appreciate the donation again, Print. Yeah, so look, you broke out on this candle. As you can see, when the candle closes is when you can really confirm that breakout. So once that candle closes and the next one appears is when you have the confirmation. Now what you really want to see is a breakout and then a back test, and then you can run up. So an example of that, I'm trying to think of something else, kind of hard to do off the top of my head. Apple? Yeah, Apple, perfect example. So on Apple, we could probably take a look at the daily. On Apple, you had a confirmed breakout right here, right? This was your breakout. You had the candle close above the resistance line. It closed above and the new one appeared. Then you spent multiple days, like a whole entire week, flipping that previous resistance into support. The longer you hold something as support, the more stronger the breakout becomes. So sometimes you'll break out and then you'll just immediately run. Sometimes you'll break out and it'll be known as a fake out, and then you're going to fall right back into the price range. So it's really, it's like if you break out, let's say you just had this candle, right? There's a 60% chance that it's a great breakout and it went up. KS Penny Stocks, thank you for the $5 donation. You're killing your brother. We appreciate your hard work. Keep it up. I appreciate your support. Thank you for the donation. Really appreciate it and glad to hear that. So yeah, you broke out right here, and then when you break out on that first candle, you get the candle close. There's about like a 60% probability that you will see continued price action to the side that you broke out, whether you broke out to the upside or the downside, right? But there is a 40% chance of that being a fake out, where you had the candle close, but it wasn't a true breakout because the market just didn't feel like it. The market does not care about what you think, right? The market's not going to give you mercy, so you should not give the market any mercy, right? So there's a 40% chance that it could have fell back into this. So a 60-40 probability is not great. What can make the probability of a breakout great is when you break out and then you flip your previous resistance into support. So as you can see, this green line was your resistance. You broke out of it, and then you spent a week bouncing off of that line. You almost touched it right here, but you get the point. Another perfect example of this is PIC on the 1 hour. Okay, I think I deleted it. No, I didn't. It's right here. So look, this was a channel. It was this yellow downsloping line, this yellow downsloping line. You broke out of it right here, and then at first you had a fake out. Look, you broke out of it, then you fell right back in, but then you broke out of it again, and then look which time that it was a true breakout. It was a true breakout once you broke out of it, and then you started using it as support. So when you turn that resistance into a support is when you can really get a strong argument for a breakout. That's what you want to see. And then what happened after it broke out and then started using the resistance as support? You had a massive run. You went from $14 to over 17. So that's what can happen when you get a break, hook, and go confirmation. This is your break, this is your hook, and then this is your go, right? Break, hook, go. Sometimes you do just get a breakout and then you just run up. But there's only about a 60% probability for that. If you can really get that support resistance flip, much higher probability. So for the 72 people in here, hope that was pretty educational. Just looked at Zoom. But yeah, hopefully that answers the question. Z Weiser says it's a back test. It bouncing off the previous resistance to make it a support. Perfect. That is correct. Yep, PIC, great example. Does XLE look like it has room to run if it breaks 41? We could take a look. Again, we got 76 people in here. I think this is the longest we've had these many people in the stream. A lot of stuff been, happening in the stream tonight. We had 900 subscribers earlier. Print donated $900. I also revealed a new trade setup all the way at the beginning of the stream. If you want to go back and see the Fisker trade setup that I put out, you can just scroll back to the beginning of the stream. But after the stream finishes, I always post the timestamps for all the tickers I went over in the comments, so you can find that. And if you're not following me on Twitter, make sure to do so. It's at Champion Vibe. That's where I post the live updates and the actual trade setups. And then other ways you can support me is hitting the like button. We got 73 likes on the stream, just helps to grow the channel. If you're not subscribed already, we're working our way up to 1,000 subscribers. So hit that subscribe button. And then finally, if you want to send me a tip, it is the pinned comment in the chat. So those are all the ways you can help support the stream, and the support has been insane. So now we're going to take a look at XLE. What was the request talking about? Can't even see it anymore. It looks like it can run if it can break 41. It would have been dope to have music in the stream tonight. Out of all nights for the music to not work, it was tonight. Sorry about that, but if I play the music, it's going to sound terrible. Sometimes I'm just getting like audio issues on not playing music on my MacBook, but recording it, because it has like the new M1 chip. I just got the new MacBook, and like the new Mac unfortunately doesn't have like Streamlabs audio recording, so I have to use like a third-party app. It's a whole thing. I don't want to get into it, but if I could have music on the stream tonight, I would. The music will be back tomorrow. I know that is a great part of the stream, and it would have been dope to have it for a stream like tonight, but it will be back. Yeah, so if it breaks 41, I'd say right now it could have a run. This is another example. As you can see, 39 was your resistance in April. It was your resistance in August. Yeah, I do get the 41 now that I see it, right? But if we're just talking about 39.13, right? Let me just change that to yellow. If we're just talking about 3019, look, you broke out of it and now you're back testing it. You're trying to use 3913 as support, right? So now what you want is essentially this. You want to have, you know, the breakout of that, which will be the break, hook, and go. And you want to also break, you know, $41 at the same time, because there's like a little short-term resistance there, right? But yeah, I do like how it's broken out. There's not much of a pattern here, and unfortunately, if it doesn't hold 39, that could kind of be like a low time frame double top, where this was the first time and this was the second time. So you literally need to break 41 in the short term for a continuation. It's just your resistance. That is XLE. Z Wiser says, so you would buy after that first candle breaks out and you have a couple candles stagnant. Personally, there is people that do that. That is called like a breakout trader. I myself am not a breakout trader. Usually most of the trades I take on are a reversal swing trade. So I look for things like how I did on, where is it at? Whenever I want to look at things on my watch list, I can't find it because it's so big, right? So I'm a reversal swing trader, right? I look for things that have got crushed in price, and I look for reversal signs like a falling wedge, triple MACD bullish divergence. This was overstock. It was a 20% trade that I put out 2 weeks ago. Another very similar example of this is BigCommerce. 20% trade I put out 2 weeks ago. Did not mean to do that. You had classic bullish divergence right here, as you can see. The MACD made a higher low, but the price made a lower low. So what I look for is stocks that are getting crushed but are showing reversal signs. So I'm a reversal swing trader. It's just where I have made the most money throughout this year of trading. And then another example, which is like one of my newer trade setups, would be Tree. Got the idea from the Stock Watch 2. You should check him out on YouTube. He's the one that really showed me Tree. But yeah, you had the falling wedge, you had the divergence. That is one of the best setups that I look for. Divergence and a falling wedge. Another example which has not played out yet, and it might never play out. But again, you have the falling wedge and you have the divergence on TTCF, one of my newer trade setups. So if you've been following my trade setups, you know that a very common thing I look for is a falling wedge or just a reversal pattern with classic bullish divergence, which implies a reversal to the upside with about a 65 to 70% probability. But yeah, personally, I buy before the breakouts. So if this is your falling wedge, right, when I like to buy is right here when it's on the demand line. I like to buy on the support before it pivots and tries to break out. Just because if you're buying on a breakout, you have the risk of it being a fake out, which I just talked about like 10 minutes ago. And that's just why I'm not a breakout trader. I like buying low as possible and selling as high as possible for the biggest profit margin. And, if you're not using technical analysis, that could be pretty hard because you're just guessing. But if you are using technical analysis, not really that hard. You just got to know what you're doing, and you have to, not be emotional when things don't go exactly as planned. You have to be able to adapt, right? So definitely a lot more education on tonight's stream. We still got 75 people in here. insane support. This is without a doubt the best stream I've ever had. So, putting aside the technical difficulties of my browser shutting down and the music not working, definitely the best stream I've ever had. So appreciate all the support. But yeah, hope that answers your questions and stuff like that in terms of education. We could probably look through a few more tickers now. Rocket, we talked about it last night. Had an okay day today, pretty flat. Gonna delete this falling wedge, it's just not valid anymore, and I get it. I know a lot of people are talking about a potential inverse head and shoulders. Okay, that was too bad. I know I'm usually bad at drawing, but that was like too bad. All right, there you go. That's pretty nice. So I know a lot of people are talking about this inverse head and shoulders, right? I could just show it to you guys. Sure. It could be an inverse head and shoulders, and then your neckline would look something like that. Not super hard to, chart that. I get it. But what I warned about on Rocket when it was 23 was on the daily you had hidden bearish divergence. You made a lower high on price with a higher level of negative momentum on both your MACD and RSI, which is bearish, and ever since then, it fell. It's been falling, right? And I think $20 is that critical area on Rocket. If you stay under it for too long, you might go and revisit 1858, which is just your next support. So you want to get back over $20 immediately. Just looking at the daily, you do have an inverted hammer candle, which could be a reversal candle, but aside from that, you don't have too much. So honestly, it's a coin flip. If it goes to the downside, you're looking at 1858. If it breaks over 20 and holds, you're looking at like, just off the top of my head, like $23. So again, you don't know what's going to happen. You just have to be able to react, right? 78 people in here. You guys are killing it tonight. Appreciate all the support. Everybody coming out. Make sure to hit that like button. We got 80 people in here. I've never had 80 people in the stream this late at night. So 83, what is happening? We got a lot of people coming in here right now. Appreciate all the support. And I just got a private message from somebody in the stream. Just wanted to thank you for all the help today. I'm not going to say who it was, but appreciate the support from you. 86 people in here. Let's keep it going. Drop more tickers in the chat. Keep on hitting that like button. We hit 900 subscribers on stream today. Got the $900 tip from Print earlier in the stream, which is still blowing my mind. $900 tip, like what? But keep on dropping those tickers. I'm going to keep it going. I don't even know how long we've been live for, but we got 85 people in here. Hit that subscribe button if you have not already. Been live for about an hour and 15 minutes. Probably gonna keep on going. As long as you guys are, here, you want to learn, I'm here for it. Brian, I did go over IPOC earlier in the stream. Mohammed, thank you for the subscription. Welcome to the community. I did go over IPOC earlier. We went over IPOC last night as well. Obviously had a nice run today, especially after hours. So yeah, you could just scroll back and find it. Otherwise, after the stream ends, I post the timestamps. So Vinay donating the $3. Thank you for, I think, the second donation this stream. Appreciate it. And the ticker request was SYI champion, bro. All kudos to Print. Absolutely, Print with the $900 donation. So yeah, we're gonna take a look at this request SYY. See what's up with it. Oh, Cisco. Yeah, I've heard of Cisco. Pretty big company, pretty high volume, been making higher lows for a while. In terms of divergence, I don't see any on the daily, and on the 4-hour, nothing either. So you don't really have any divergence. I do like the macro trend. I don't know how you would look at this. Maybe like a channel. We can try and see. Like how would you really chart it? It's not perfect by any means. Something like that. I think this would be the best way to look at it, right? Where you were just in this upsloping channel, and recently you had a major gap up around earnings, so assume there was good earnings, and you broke out to the upside of the channel, and now you're just back testing it. So you got the break, currently you're getting the hook, and now what you want is the go. You want to see that demand come in, and you want to see the price move up, right? Excuse my terrible drawings, but you get the point. Not too easy to draw with the mouse. Not that I'm good at art either way. Leo says, bro, sent you 30 earlier. You're not far from $1,000 days in tips. Today is a $1,000 day in tips. Heavily thank you, or heavy thanks to Print. I don't really know how to say it, but today was a $1,000 day in tips, which thank you so much for all the support. And thank you for the 30, Leo. Appreciate that. I think you were the one that said you sent it through like an e-transfer or something. So appreciate. What's up, Montoya Evans? Welcome to the stream. But yeah, that is Cisco for the donation. You got the breakout. You're working on the hook. You just want to hold like literally right here. You do not want to fall under 75.86, and you want to see some demand tomorrow. But definitely take caution because on the 4-hour, I just noticed it. There's a potential of getting classic bearish divergence if the MACD crosses over to red, where you made a higher high on price, but you made a lower high on the MACD, right? Bearish, but it's not confirmed until you have a red wick on the MACD. Appreciate it, Leo. Thank you for the $30. So yeah, WTRH. You want to look at WTRH? I will be more than delighted to look at WTRH. It was a 50% profit trade setup that I put out, and I called the bottom and the top, very similar to Tilray. So we could look at WTRH, probably like my third most precise trade. I don't know if it's my third like best trade in terms of percent, but obviously it was a 50% trade. But it was like super precise, right? So the entry of that trade was 262, and the target was 390. It literally went to 390, and then it pulled back all the way down at like 319, and then it bounced off 319. So it was a 50% trade I put out, I think like 3 weeks ago. Waiter Holdings, for the people that don't know, I think they're like a Postmates or an Uber Eats type company, you know, food delivery and stuff like that. And their stock price is pretty low. Not the biggest company, not crazy volume, but it had the falling wedge. It had divergence at the time that I put out the trade setup, and it had a nice run. If we look at the Fibonacci here, let's see what retrace it's at from the swing high to swing low. It's sitting at, sitting in the golden zone. This could be a reversal area. The first time you got to the golden zone, right when you got to the 618, which is why I always talk about the 618, the golden retrace, you pulled back. So not too surprised there. In terms of the short term, your support is 344 if I'm being honest, and your resistance is 390. If you break 390, then you could probably talk about like 424. That's the next place it could go to if you really do get a confirmed breakout of 390, and that is waiter. Sure, we could take a look at Bitcoin silver. I think I already have it charted, so I don't want to go too much into it. I don't know what index I charted it on though. Well, that's not great. That was a crazy play. I think it's on Binance maybe. This is a crypto for those of you wondering. And I do not know what happened to my TV. It should be good now. Why do some people not like RSI? It's just personal preference. Personally, I don't even use RSI for being overbought and oversold. I think it's really stupid that some people use RSI and they only buy stocks when it's oversold, and they only sell stocks when it's they only buy when it's oversold, and they only sell when it's overbought. I think that's very stupid. There is way too many factors that can contradict that. But what I do mainly use RSI for is divergence. That is why I personally use RSI, right? So I can't find BSV. I'm pretty sure I had it charted. Bitrex maybe? I don't know. Yeah, it's not really charted, but I guess I'll show you what I was looking at. I did trade BSV. I made like a 5-6% profit on it. The real level to look at is 179.88. You're currently, like at this exact second, you're testing that as support. So if you fall under this, then you're talking about like 174 next. If you can bounce off of it, just the next area I'm looking at is like the upper $190 range on BSV. You don't have any divergence. You do have a demand line, which I kind of like. As you can see right here, this would be like your demand line on BSV. That could also be support. You don't want to fall under this yellow upsloping line. And then on the daily, I'm not sure if you have any divergence. And no divergence on the daily. So you just want to hold above 179. This could be a bounce area for sure. But at the same time, it obviously heavily depends on Bitcoin. So that's just how crypto works. You know what I'm saying? And that's BSV. You want to look at FCEL, Patrick? Sure. Fuel cell. Another crazy runner. There's not much technical analysis can do here. It does not really work when you have a straight line up and down. If you really want me to give you something on this chart, I could zoom into the 4-hour. And yeah, I mean, look, this is pretty much all I can do. I think it already played out for the most part. In terms of like the short term, it just had a crazy run. There is a gap fill to $9.03. To be more exact, it is 901 actually. So there's a gap fill to 901, and then your support is just 655. Those are like really the only two things I can do when you just have something that went up this crazy. Like we're talking about under $2 to over 11. So crazy run. If you want to use Fibonacci here, you're currently sitting at a 0.382 retrace. So pretty neutral. That's not a major retrace or anything. Not too much of an edge on FCEL. Oh, Patches Flows is the 900th subscriber. Appreciate that. Appreciate all the support. What else we got in here? Update on Best Buy. I think I said it was bearish yesterday. Not too sure what it did today, but I said it was bearish long term. Yeah, I mean, it was down 3% today, and unfortunately, Best Buy is confirmed bearish right now. It just confirmed all of this, that I was talking about last night on stream, and it broke under the 103 support. Of course, the technical analysis can fail and nothing is certain, but if the technical analysis does play out, there's a higher probability that you can be headed to like the lower $90 range or your 200-day moving average. It's just you failed to break 125 3 times in a row, which is the triple top. Then you broke the 110 support and the 103 support. It's just really selling off. And you might get like a psychological support at $100, but I don't know. This is not something personally I put my money in. Thank you, Anil, for the subscription. Appreciate it. Harry, please do not spam tickers in the chat. It just makes it harder for me to look at things. And yeah, that's the update on Best Buy. Yeah, Harry's a big fan of the electric vehicles for sure. Appreciate all of the support tonight, guys. Insane. 85 likes, 900 subscribers, over $1,000 in tips. Thank you to Print for the major donation. Nobody is going to stop this free trading movement. I'll tell you that. I'll tell you that right now. Nobody's stopping us. We're all going to learn together. I myself have a lot to learn. Just all about getting better every single day. You like any small cap cryptos? Fundamentally, I like OXT. That's probably the only small cap crypto I like fundamentally. Have not looked at small cap cryptos that much lately, though. I've been mainly trading stocks. But fun fact, I got into trading because of cryptocurrency, but then when I found the stock market, kind of pushed crypto a little bit to the side. I still do trade crypto. I'm sure if you're trading crypto, you've heard about NU. I put out a buy call on that from $11. It crushed both of my targets and went even higher. It had like a 3x in price, which obviously there was no way for me to predict that. So I did make some good profits off of NU. Is XRP a small cap crypto? No, I don't think XRP is a small cap. But I mean, obviously XRP got crushed since the 2018 dump. If you want to look at XRP real quick, I think I own XRP right now. I think I own some XRP. But yeah, it's just in this pennant, and this is the way I'm looking at it. I'll stop myself out if it gets to 55 cents. Otherwise, it's very close to potentially breaking out. And I don't know if it's going to get to 76 cents. That's like a 24% move. But, this whole entire general area could be a profit-taking area. Just in a pennant, you got some bullish convergence. I bought like a small amount of XRP, not a major size or anything. That's XRP. I actually started off the stream with the S&P 500 always seeking. So literally, if you just scroll all the way to the beginning of the stream, you're going to see my analysis on both the S&P 500 and the VIX. So yeah, it says that we have 1,000 playbacks on the stream, which honestly would be insane. 1K people coming out to the stream. I'm going to have to check that. I don't know if it's glitched out because I was lagging before. But apparently we've had 1,000 views on the stream. We currently have 80 people in here. Appreciate everybody still here at 11 p.m. on a weeknight. Target from RMD, we could take a look. Again, clicked on the wrong one. I click way too fast. Appreciate all the support, guys. All right, we got 76 people in here. There's a decent chance that 15 of you have not hit the like button. So if you did not hit the like button, I think it would be pretty cool for us to get 100 likes on a stream for the first time ever. Yesterday we got 85 likes on the stream, so we're currently at the record, but I want to get to 100. I don't know if we can do it, but if you support the free analysis, hit that like button, and that would just be another record we could break tonight. We broke the live viewership record. We had 85 people in the stream. We hit 900 subscribers on stream tonight, and we got over $1,000 in tips. Mainly thank you to Print with the $900 donation. So we literally broke like every single record possible. We even have the most playbacks on the stream, over 1K playbacks. I think we even have the most subscribers. Thank you, Troy, for the subscription. So literally any record that I could have broken on stream tonight was broken. So this stream is going to go down in history. We broke like every single viewership, playbacks, likes, donations. We broke all of it. So thank you guys so much for all the support. We need 13 likes to get to 100. So if 13 of you have not hit that like button, make sure to do so. Just free analysis every weeknight. Yeah, a lot of people in here tonight. If you're not following me on Twitter, make sure to do so. That's where I post the live updates and the trade setups. Yeah, the donation record, it'll probably take a long time to beat that. Print with a $900 donation. I don't even know if that's going to be broken, but we'll have to see. But that was overly generous from Print. So I don't know if he's still here, but thank you again. Would have never imagined a month ago when I had 4 people in my streams. For like the first 5 streams, I had like literally 4 concurrent viewers. Would have never imagined we'd be having 80 people in here with 900 subscribers, over 1K in tips, like 3,200 on Twitter. I could just keep going on. And I don't like, being caught up in the numbers, but you guys are really my supporters, so the numbers truly matter. So thank you, and I'll say it 1,000 times. Owe everything to you guys. We can take a look at CCL. Appreciate the congrats from Wicks Don't Lie. I'll have to agree with you there. The wicks rarely do lie. CCL, talked about it a couple of weeks ago. How many tips did I get today? I don't know the exact number. Like 7 or something. We got the $900. We got the $900 tip from Print, which was crazy. We're gonna take a look at CCL. I just need some water. Been live for 1.5 hours. Yeah, Vinay, you've been here for a minute. I definitely remember a lot of you from like literally when we had 10 people in the stream. So appreciate the people that have been here for a minute, and for the newer guys in here, newer girls, thanks for all the support. But yeah, CCL, we talked about it when it was breaking the 200-day moving average. It got above the $19 resistance, which was like the resistance ever since the COVID crash, apart from this one peak. So now you're literally looking for $25. There is truly no resistance until 25. The only thing that I would say take caution about on CCL Carnival is you're potentially working on some classic bearish divergence. I'm seeing a lot of classic bearish divergence on several stocks and on the S&P 500. So take that, just take caution, okay? You're getting lower levels of momentum. Appreciate the subscription, Will. You're getting lower levels of momentum on higher levels on price, which is bearish. It's on the S&P 500 currently. It's on a bunch of stocks we've gone over tonight. Stock market, please do not spam stuff in the chat. Gonna have to put you in timeout. But yeah, that is Carnival. Be careful with the divergence, and then your resistance is 25, and then your support could probably drop a new one. Your support would now be like 2174, just because that was like your swing high before this little dip right here. Rice Y. All right, we can try and take a look at that. Oh, that's Rolls Royce. All right, sure. I think Rolls Royce has just been dumping for a really long time. Like, wasn't this like a $1,000 stock at one point? Or am I tripping? This might be a different version, but I think it's just like the actual Rolls. All right, these are the warrants, right? But the actual Rolls Royce, didn't it like drop like insane? What's the ticker for Rolls Royce? Is it really this? There's no way. I might be thinking about something else. I'm not too sure. And I agree with that. All of the altcoins depend on Bitcoin. It's at a critical area right now. But Rice, why? The macro trend is disgusting, if I'm being honest. You're currently at the same support. You might be a little bit under. We're going to have to pull out the magnifying lens real quick. So on in 2003 on June 30th, you went down to 207 and now you're at 206. So I believe other than this weird wick right here, I think you're at pretty much an all-time low, which is for the most part bearish. All it's done, and what just happened to my chart? Oh my gosh, I'm like losing it right now. That was so weird. But yeah, all it's done in the last few years is dump, so I don't know. There's not much of an edge on this one. Personally, I will not be trading it. Patcher says, serious question, why mess with legacy markets when the smart finance revolution is about to come so hard? I trade crypto as well, so I don't really get that comment. I actually started trading because of crypto. I currently own cryptocurrencies, so I do believe in the future of digital finance, and I do trade that, and I do go over Bitcoin and altcoins all the time on stream. So hopefully that answers your question or concern. All right, I don't know. It's just the way you worded it was kind of weird, but I do trade crypto. These are all the cryptos on my watch list. You can see they're all charted. Literally, all right, this is on the weekly, so it looks terrible. But literally, I trade cryptos usually off stream just because most of the people in the stream request stocks. But you can just see how many cryptos I have charted. Like I trade cryptos pretty much every single day. Yeah, no, I just took it the wrong way initially. You're all good. Sorry. But yeah, I trade both. The only thing I really don't trade is Forex, which honestly I might start soon, but it's just time, with college and trading myself and putting out these trades in my Call of Duty League and my marketing course I want to put out, and trying to work out every day and trying to relax for maybe an hour or two every single day. Like it just, time is catching up, and I've been getting like 5 hours of sleep a night for I don't even know how long. I think he means by legacy markets like equities like stocks, ETFs, maybe metals, not too sure, but things that are just tied to exchanges and stuff like that are not decentralized. I think that's what he means. Yeah, there's just, I wish I had more time, but we'll see how it goes. Is MTH in a falling wedge? We could take a look. What's the time? 11:07. All right, keep it going. Falling wedge? No, I don't really think it's in the falling wedge. You kind of have, no, you definitely have a 4-hour classic bullish divergence, which is implying a reversal to the upside. It is confirmed divergence. So you like to see that. Pretty nice. You also have it on your RSI. So you made a lower low on price, but you're making higher lows on both your RSI and MACD, which is good. That is a good thing. And then it's super easy to chart it. Your resistance is like 92.70, and your support would be 83.20. So unfortunately, they're more than 10% away, and you are in the upper half. So what you're just hoping for in MTH is the classic bullish divergence on the 4-hour helps you break over 92, and if you do so, you can see 98 pretty fast, and that's just the next resistance on the chart. If you can't, and if it fails, you could be headed back down to 85, 83. You'll just have to react. Don't expect anything, just react. We need 12 more likes to get 100 likes on the stream. So if you have not hit that like button already, would not be a bad choice. Helps to grow the stream if you support the free analysis. If you're not subscribed already, we had 900 subscribers earlier tonight. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. We're 11 likes away from 100 likes now. First ever time I'll be hitting 100 likes. What do I think of AAL? I actually had American Airlines in my retirement account for like 3 months. Appreciate the support. Hey Lamvazu, that's how you pronounce it. I had American Airlines in my retirement account, but ended up selling just because I don't know how long it's going to take for airplanes to really be at the level that they were in terms of revenue. So maybe I'll get back in it at some point, but it has been moving pretty nicely. So I should have it charted. We went over it on stream, I think like last week. Yeah, it just broke out of this accumulation range. You had a crazy rundown with COVID, and it spent literally months accumulating, right? Let me, why is this like showing in front of the candles? I don't know, but whatever. Yeah, so it spent months accumulating. If you want to look up Wyckoff accumulation, look into it. It's pretty advanced, and this just kind of looks like Wyckoff accumulation, where you have multiple levels of support and resistance in different phases, like phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, and now you're in like phase 4. Basically, you're changing the float of who's trading American Airlines. There was probably much different people, trading American Airlines before the dip, and there's probably much newer traders in the stock now with different outlooks for the future. And when you get a newer float with more optimistic goals after a long time of accumulation, very common to see higher lows and a very consistent uptrend. We've been talking about American Airlines since $14, and the target has not changed. It's been $18.32. You got really close to it. That's just your next resistance. So I guess you could consider it was in the profit-taking area. But yeah, that's American Airlines. Your support is literally 1540. Your resistance is 1832, just the high from June 16th, and your support is just your previous swing high. Maybe you could even move it up to 1553. It was also the measured move of this channel breakout. So a lot to work with there, and I do like the higher lows. No bearish divergence or anything, so support, resistance, probably going to continue to be volatile with the run it's been having. And yeah, you could easily see much higher prices. I really like how it got back over the 200-day moving average for the first time since the COVID crash. We need 6 more likes to hit 100 likes on the stream for the first time. We broke the subscription record, the playback record, the viewership record, the donation record, hit 900 subscribers. Let's break another milestone and hit 100 likes on the video. Let's hit it. We need 6 more of you to hit that like button if you have not already, and if you support the free analysis. Gonna get back to reading the chat. Prog. Did I not look at PROG? I'm sorry, Cardiac. There's just a lot, that's been going on. So I could take a look at it. You're saying falling wedge and hidden bullish divergence. No hidden bullish divergence because from here to here you made a lower low. So you want to make a higher low at the same time. Appreciate the subscription, AB. We need 3 more likes to break another record on the stream. So if you have not hit that like button yet, we just need 3 more of you to do so. No hidden bullish divergence because you need to make a higher low for hidden bullish divergence, right? Now, you were talking about on the 4 hour. Sorry. You don't have hidden bullish divergence on the 4 hour, but you have classic bullish divergence on the 4 hour. As you can see, you've been going down in price, but both your MACD and your RSI have been going up, which implies a reversal to the upside, which you actually just started. You had a like 20% move almost, right? So on both your MACD and RSI, they went up as the price went down, and you're starting to pivot. In terms of the falling wedge, it'll probably look better on the 1 hour if I'm being honest, but on the 4 hour, I look at it as more of a channel, right? I think it looks a lot better as a channel. Just you have a bunch of touches there, and the real way to confirm most patterns is 5 touches. So yeah, you have the classic bullish divergence. You're in a channel. If you ever break out of this channel, you could have a target of 415, or like pretty much just like $4. That was the low from right here and the high from right here. So you're just hoping that with the classic bullish divergence you can break out. And if you can't, take caution because there is a gap to fill at 326. So that is PROG. Hopefully that was insightful. That's your pattern. That's your divergence. Know the levels. Don't expect anything but react to whatever happens. All right. We need 1 more like apparently to hit 100 likes and break yet another milestone on the stream, guys. Appreciate everything. We need, we're very close. We still got 77 people in here. I have not had 77 people stay in the stream for that long. Usually it gets up to like 65 people and then it starts to like dwindle down the later we go in. Does DGLY have divergence on the 1 hour? Should be on my watch list. Let's see. no divergence on the 1 hour. At this point, it's just kind of in this, maybe you could call it a channel again. I know it's kind of like the simple way to look at it, but if you just look at it like that, like, nah, it's more of like a falling wedge on the 1 hour, right? Where this would be, and you're kind of like breaking out of it as well. I'm going to make it blue just so it's like more clear. So if you're looking at DGLY on the 1 hour, it would look like that, which would be a falling wedge, and you're working on breaking out of it right now. And what I do like is how you're doing it at 238. Again, for people who weren't around, DGLY was a trade setup I put out. It did not reach the target that I was aiming for, but it did have like a 10 to 13% run. So yeah, it's just in this big accumulation range, could take a while, and you just want to keep on holding 238. The longer you do that, which is also your golden retrace, the longer you do that, you could still see, you know, an upwards move in price. I posted it at 242 and it went to 266, so that was a nice 10% gain, but it never really got to that target. So you're hoping, you know, that it could. The 1 hour looks pretty decent. The 4 hour still looks pretty decent, where you are still using your previous resistance as support. And if you look at the daily, you're still trying to get that hidden bullish divergence, and you kind of had like a bullish pin bar candle. So DGLY, it looked great. It had a 10% run, and then it looked like kind of bad, and now it's starting to look pretty good again, if I'm being completely honest. I like the higher lows as well. So do not be surprised if it, you know, really starts reversing here with all the factors on the chart. But don't expect anything, because when you expect things, as Mitch Ray says, if you expect something and it does not go the way you expect, it triggers an emotional reaction, which will make you trade badly. Straight out of Mitch Ray's book. Hope that helps you out. And thank you guys for 100 likes on the stream. First time we've ever done that. We broke every single record possible in terms of the stream and the donations, subscriptions, likes, views, everything. We broke every single record, blew it out of the park. You guys are insane. You guys are insane. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Best stream ever by far. Nothing came even close to this stream. So, legendary, historic. There's really not too many other words to use, right? Do I use TradingView? Yes, I do use TradingView. If you want my affiliate link, it's in the description. That's if you want a pro plan. I only recommend the pro plan to people who use TradingView for like 4 or 5 hours a day. Like if you're really taking it serious, that's the only time I would recommend the pro plan. It just gives you more alerts and more indicators. But the free plan works pretty good as well. I used the free plan for like 3 months. Now I do have the pro plan because of the Black Friday deal, but the free plan works pretty decent as well. Has everything you pretty much need to make money in terms of technical analysis. What do I think about cannabis? Cannabis stocks. We're not going to go into what I think about cannabis itself. I think cannabis stocks are a coin flip. If you really get that legalization and the pass in the Senate, could see much higher prices, and obviously most of them got crushed. I think there is a very big industry for that should it be legalized. So it just depends on the catalyst and the fundamentals more than the technicals at this point. If you've been around here for a while, I posted a 40% profit trade setup on Tilray, 44% profit. I called the exact bottom on Tilray at the 786 with the hidden bullish divergence, right? I called that exact bottom on Twitter and on stream, and my target was 961, which was the gap fill. It hit that target in a matter of like a week. Perfect 44% trade in 1 week on Tilray. So yeah, KM tip $10, BYSI MACD crossover. You take a look. Thank you for the tip again. Beyond Spring. But yeah, in terms of cannabis, just depends on the technicals. I mean, it does not really depend on the technicals in the short term. It depends more on the fundamentals with the election and what could happen in terms of legalization, bringing in revenue to these companies that were just part of a marijuana or a weed bubble back in the second half of the tens decade. So you're just looking for an overall revival of the industry to see higher prices, right? All right, so BYSY, MACD crossover. Very close on the 4 hour. I mean on the daily. And man, my voice is going right now. Like literally, it probably sounds super weird. My voice is like gone. Like it's actually gone. That $900 tip definitely had me pretty hyped. I don't like the macro trend on BYSI going from $48 to 10, but of course it has had pumps and dumps throughout the way. That's just what happens. Very close to a MACD crossover on the daily. No divergence. If we take a look at the 4 hour, no divergence, but you've had the MACD crossover. So your support is kind of like a double support, right? You have one support at 946, and then you have like a second support at 1004. So like, the real support range on this is right here, like this general area. That's like the major support range. If it ever falls under that, who knows how low it can go. And I mean, it dumped, it filled the gap. Now it's pulling back again. Just not much of an edge. This is usually, I know I am a reversal swing trader, but usually I want a lot more factors than just this. But yeah, those are your support levels. I don't even know if you can use resistances right now, but you're just looking for gap fills like the one at $14, the 200-day moving average, and then if a pattern is ever created, you could get some resistance on that. So yeah, that's everything for BYSI. Let's drop some more tickers in the chat. We're probably in like the final stretch of the stream. Been insane. 103 likes. Yeah, we broke the like record. We broke every single record tonight. Yeah, we're pretty close to 2 hours in. Probably do a few more tickers. So if you want me to look at something, drop it in the chat. Vibe Nation Champion Club. I like the Vibe Nation. I like the Champion Club too, but I think Dr. Disrespect, the streamer, I think he has something like that, the Champions Club. And we got Ian dropping the animal emojis. That is some great input, very useful. Thank you very much. Take a look at HD Home Depot. Ooh, it's in that area. It's like the make or break area for this one, right? This is your, support zone right here. This is your support zone. You fall under it and then, take caution. That's your support range between 264 and 260. Currently you bounced off 260. Maybe even you can get a little support at 259. Basically, if you break under 259, like for real, with confirmation, that was kind of like a triple top, and you're probably just going to retest the 200-day moving average. So it's either bounce literally right here, or you could be headed to test the 200-day moving average, which is currently $250. So that is HD. We can take a look at SFT, which we have looked at. Shift quite a bit, 5% day today. Yeah, I mean, we talked about it. It bounced off of 836 at the golden retrace with support. When you get a Fibonacci 618 retrace at a support level, you can see bounces. Didn't even have divergence, and it did break 936, which was like the second resistance, and it broke it, and now it's back testing it. Look, on the 4 hour you broke out, and then you're pretty much back testing. You're trying to hold the VWAP as well. If you can really hold 936 for a while, your next resistance would pretty much be like 1053, but yeah, 1053. That gap was already filled. So that is SFT. Is that a bull flag? No, that's not a bull flag. Just because it dumped and then it started creating the channel. Usually you want a bull flag to be like right here. Like literally at the top is where you want to start flagging. This would be where you can see a bull flag, right? So that is SFT. Workhorse. I think they have a bad day today. Might be tripping. Yeah, they were down like 4%. If you've been around, I did put out a trade setup on Workhorse. It was 19% profit, played out, but it crushed my target and went to $30, and then it's been dumping ever since. So I could probably delete all this old stuff, right? And I'll keep that on, whatever. So yeah, that was a great trade setup on Workhorse. Gonna just clear up the chart a bit. And on the 4 hour, you certainly have hidden bullish divergence developing. as you can see, you made a lower low on the MACD. I want to make that green. But yeah, you made a lower low on the MACD, but you made a higher low from right here to right here on price. So hidden bullish divergence is implying for the long term, you could see a continuation of the uptrend, right? So that's your hidden bullish divergence. Yeah, I mean, it could lead you to higher prices, but again, who's to say you don't just get another increase in negative momentum? Like, it's not perfect and you don't have much of a pattern, but it's definitely, it's better buying it here than it was at 30, and it just did have a pretty big markdown in price. There is a gap to fill. It's just not much of a pattern, which is what I really don't like. The 4 hour has some nice divergence. The daily, no divergence at all. So yeah, I mean, you're looking at $19 for a major support, and 22.84 is your short-term resistance, and then you have that gap fill. On the daily, the gap fill is to like 24.50 or something like that. The gap fill is 24.57 to the cent on the daily. So that's workhorse. RMD, I did go over target earlier in the stream. So I'm going to post all the timestamps. It's going to take me a while because we've been streaming for 2 hours. But I'm going to post as many timestamps as possible in the comments of the video after it is up. It should be up within like 15 to 20 minutes after the stream ends. I'll post it on my Twitter at Champion Vibe if you want to look at the timestamps and scroll back to a specific part. But yeah, we already looked at Rocket as well. I think that's Zig who requested it. Do I use screeners to find stocks? Not really. What's the screener called? Finviz. Yeah, I mean, I've looked at Finviz. I do use the Finviz heat map sometimes just to see what the industries look like within the market, but I don't usually use them. Usually what I use is the trending page on Yahoo Finance, and then TradingView also has like his trending page, but like the chat box is covering that, so I can't really show it to you right now. But screeners work. Regardless of screeners, me streaming every night is kind of like a screener. We're going over like 20 to 30 takers on the stream. So if I see something I like, I add it to my watch list, and that's how we've made many of the trade setups, thanks to a lot of people requesting good things in the chat. So yeah. Yes, I always post the timestamps in the comments unless I'm like completely exhausted. I am pretty exhausted, but I will post it tonight. Yeah, go ahead. You can hit the gym, bro. Get those gains in. I'll post the link to the stream, to the playback after we end, and I'll have the timestamps as the comment. Just gonna take me some time to put them because we did probably go over 30 things in the stream. So yeah, crazy stream. Like, it blows my mind how much support we got tonight. Thank you guys so much for literally everything. Donations, subscriptions, 900 subscribers, 100 likes, broke the viewer record. So I think that's gonna do it for tonight. It was a 2-hour stream, and it's getting pretty late. Again, we want to be up for the market open tomorrow so we could crush it again. If you did not see every single trade setup I put out, like five or six, every single one was up today. Today was my third biggest day in my portfolio, like an 80% gain in my swing trading portfolio today, heavily due to tree call options. And then the crazy donation from Print today, $900, crazy. So thank you for breaking literally every single record. Again, this is just the start of the free trading movement. Literally nobody can stop us. We're going to keep on learning. We're going to keep on making money, keep on managing our risk. And yeah, just be prepared for anything because there is definitely some uncertainty going on. That should do it for tonight. Thank you to everybody in the chat for showing up. 2-hour live stream, best live stream ever. Hope you all have a great night. And I'll see you tomorrow at 9:45 EST, the same exact time every single day. Every single weekday, we're here in the night getting ready for the day ahead. Always prepare. But yeah, as long as you're prepared, you have nothing to worry about. We're going to keep on making these gains. And that's going to do it for tonight. Peace out, guys. Have a good night. We're going to see you tomorrow on Twitter in the morning and then on stream at night.